crazy how many dogs we saw on this walk. We don't usually come this way. We picked up these two idiots. These guys are so funny. They must be brothers. I don't know, you don't look so clownish on camera as you do in person. It doesn't really pick up the absurdity of your proportions. I had quite a bit of rain this week, but it's another one of those amazing days where the wind is turning from north to south. It's quite hazy, but there's a stillness in the air, which is just so nice. It's so appreciated because it's always windy. I mean, it's southeast Atiki has the same weather as the Cyclades, and it's windy. This is ridiculous. Ruby, careful. Hey, Ruby, Macria. There's just this sheer cliff with no fence, no warning, nothing. That's like an 80-meter drop. This is all man-made for the mines. And I'm sure these edges are soft as well, so I'm going to be careful. Look how much is slid in. Wow. It's really unsafe. Let's go inland. Good girl. These cracks have happened since I've begun coming here. In the last, say, 5 years. The whole thing's about the collapse inside, which means from the top. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm just looking where we were standing before. It's like negative edges. Wow. It's really important not to go close to the edges around here. What are you waiting for? I know what you're waiting for. You know what I've got? I've got a ball. Do you want a ball? Look at this. You want that? Let's go. Bring it to me. Thank you. Oh, you are so good. Okay, ready? This is the first dog I've ever had that knows how to play fetch. Unbelievable. You are a champion. I'm always showing you beautiful pictures of the sea. Let me show you what it gets like when the sand flies in from Africa, from the Sahara. Nasty. It will rain and it will be red from the Saharan sand. You can't even see macaroni sourdia. I'm usually looking at this time of morning. It's a bunny rabbit. Hey kid, come on, let's go. It's too sandy out here. Teeth are gritting. All of this is left over from the mines that functioned until the 1980s. You can see modern plaster on the inside. All these years and all these walks, never been up here. This is not far from the house. I found a new, very good loop to do with the dog. I'm always looking for sort of 20 to 30-minute loops to do a couple times a day. So tomorrow I'm going to court. This is one of the cases that got postponed because of case overload. But tomorrow I have number 10 on the roster, so it's a sure thing that mine will be seen too. And I'm really looking forward to having it over with. This is the one that involves my neighbor. She'll be there. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you after. So here's a hot take. I just woke up. I haven't got my act together yet, but I just wanted to let you know that I did the court case that my neighbor brought yesterday. Second time, because the first time it got delayed due to case overload. And we vanquished the whole thing, completely cleared of all charges. And I don't want to talk too much about that. I want to say two things. The person who brought the court case, my neighbor, turned out to be my best witness. That's all I have to say about that. And number two, and this is very important, is they do not want any of you to go after this person or even to comment in the comments. I want peace. And she mentioned in the court to the judge that I have sicked my followers on her. So as you can see, I'm dealing with some eyeglass malfunctions as well. I've ordered glasses about 10 days ago and I'm going to pick them up today. Gosh, those have gotten expensive for proper prescription glasses for people that have real serious vision problems like I do. 2 pairs were 550 euros. It's about $700. I enjoyed dinner so much last night. And it's given me so much energy today. I think that's what it was. I've decided to repeat it for breakfast, which I often do. An entire pumpkin, an entire can of coconut milk, and then plenty of spices. A lot of turmeric for the inflammation, sauteed onions, and of course chili powder. I often do this with my food. I just throw it over raw spinach. Yum. Yum. Black pepper is really good for inflammation as well and the immune system. And gluten-free. Crackers. Well, another power breakfast. I'm not exaggerating when I say I feel a surge of energy. I have to say it makes all the difference in the world when I have these nutrient-packed breakfasts, which is a good thing because I have to finish the samples of my labades, my Easter candles, today. Ooh, I'm excited. I don't know, all of this is in my mind's eye. I haven't seen it anywhere, and I'm curious to see this thing actually come to life the way I've pictured it. I found some excellent quality candles from a wholesale church supply place online. Again, I'll have to say it again. Greece has changed. And here they are. They are large, hand-dipped. Let's move out enough to see how large. They're 40 centimeters, I believe. Yes. Hand-dipped candles. I can't believe this is my view from my workshop. It's just too good to be true. Tuff, tuff, tuff. Garlic, garlic, garlic. Unfortunately, we're going to get the occasional car in the background as I work because I want to have the windows open and get some fresh air in the house. First, I need to clear my work table. I've been using this as sort of a staging area for the things that will have to come with me to CAD each time. Last night, Karen vacuumed the whole place, so now I can get things on the floor. Oops. I'm going to be careful not to have these in direct sunlight. So these are advertised as being hand-dipped candles from Mount Athos. If you don't know about Mount Athos and you're a curious person, it might be worth looking up. It's a place where no women are ever allowed to step, including female goats and female livestock. It's a monastic peninsula up north, northeast Greece. And they do make many things there, the monks. So apparently that's what these are. So for you non-Greek Orthodox, this is the handle of the candle, because you bring the candle with you to church at midnight on Saturday before Easter Sunday. And when the holy light comes out of the church, you take the flame with your candle and you pass it on to others. And so decorative candles have become very popular over the last decades. A lot of them are really kitsch. In the Greek Orthodox tradition, it's the godparents who provide the lambada every year. And so you can imagine they're pretty kitschy for kids. I don't know, we'll see how well received these are. I think they're beautiful and all natural and really evocative of the island. Let's see how they are received. Okay, first one. First one's always a trial. Okay, so I think there is a bit of room for improvement. I have to figure out a different knot so I can get one on one side and one directly on the other side. That way the candle will hang more evenly. But aside from that, I'm pretty happy with it. What do you think? Would you buy one? Will you buy one? All proceeds are going to help me to establish the new acorn farm. I need to move a lot of equipment from one place to another this summer. I need to set up a lot of things. And at this moment, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it financially. And obviously, this is just a drop in the bucket, but every drop in the bucket helps. So check out my site where you're going to see all the different things that we're going to be doing today. Whenever I get something I don't need, like these came with a curtain rod, I never throw them away because I know there'll be some use for them. I got it. Okay, I don't know if this can work. I think it might be a wee bit too big, but at least I like the idea. I think it's going to look much more finished than the first one. And that way you can just take this off and use it as a woody charm, a door or something. A Christmas decoration. I think I did it. I'm really pleased with it. Because you buy an Easter candle, and then when you're finished with it, you can take this off and you have a little decoration. It can be either on your Christmas tree, which would be amazing, or just hung somewhere that makes you smile. Oh, I'm really pleased with this. So probably what I'm looking for this afternoon when I go to the big box hardware store are rings like this, but slightly smaller, so that this will just sit right about here. Because right now, it's going down to here. but I'm on the right track. I love the way it looks. I absolutely love the way it looks. Are we rolling? Ha, that was Scrooge. Now this is a direct result of one of my viewer suggestions. One of my viewers on YouTube suggested red light. I'd never heard of it. I didn't know anything about red light, and I ordered one. And this is my next line of attack for my skin disease. All right, I'm gonna get it charged up and I'm gonna use it today before yoga. Anyway, let's get back to the acorns because too many things going on at one time. You can see from number 1 to number 2, I believe that's an improvement. I mean, I still like the first one, but I like the second one better. So this afternoon, I need to find smaller rings that will stop right about here. Easter's on April 12th this year. It's the same in Greece as it is in the rest of the world for a change. It can often be 2, 3, 4 weeks difference. The first step is to test for skin sensitivity and whether you can use it or not. Wow. Okay, you're supposed to put it up against your inner arm for 10 minutes. That's why there's a stand. And then you can see if it's safe to use on your skin. This is so weird, eh? So luckily you don't have to do this every day. Quite the contrary, it's not a great idea to do it every day. So I'm gonna be doing this every other day. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it makes a difference. It's supposed to speed up healing as much as 3 times. I mean, I've been told not to expect some miraculous effect, but that it will indeed be a very positive part of my whole holistic approach. So hard because the recovery from a really extreme dermatitis like this, herpetodermatitis, because the recovery is so slow, can take up to 2 years, it's really hard to see if it's healing. I mean, there are days that I'm really, really positive. I think, okay, moving forward. And then there are other days that I feel like it's really just, like, you know, worse. Ugh, anyway. This is a new walk that I've just discovered recently, which is just above and around my village. It's not far from the house at all. I mean, I don't have to drive or anything. This hill was burned down about 10 years ago, but it's coming back. And I'm definitely going to be planting some oaks around here, some guerrilla planting, because it's easy to access and keep them watered for the first couple years. After that, they're okay. But it's really beautiful here. It's just such a special place. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, but I'll know when I find it. So I'm just going up and down the aisles, looking at all the different things and thinking of all the different potentialities. I couldn't be happier. This is so much fun. In a natural dyeing class, and I do remember that this was the wildflower that I personally had the best results with. I only took a weekend course on dyeing wool with wildflowers one time about 41 years ago. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I think this is enough to dye maybe one skein. I couldn't not pick them. There were so many this year. And I think this is enough probably just for a skein, so it'll probably make a hat or something like that. I started taking orders for my Easter candles, and while supplies last, I'm allowing people to choose what colors they want to put on their candles. I'm also hosting an acorn Easter candle workshop on the 9th of April. Everything's freshly painted for the summer. So it's the second time this month that I'm on a ferry just before a storm's about to move in. That's good, better than being on the ferry when the storm's here. It was a crazy crossing. It took nearly 2 hours as opposed to the hour and 10 minutes it usually takes. Oh, really windy. And the weather's due to get really bad over the next 3 days. That's why I got on the boat this morning to beat the weather. The pillows are soaking wet again. I knew they would be. Anyway, first things first. First thing is absolutely to get a fire going in this tiny house to dry it out a bit. And then after I unpack, I need to go down to the Red Tractor farm and measure and mix up a big batch of cookies. About, let's see, what's 35 times 5? 175 kilos. Ooh. Okay, the cat is outside. Set up the Starlink, which is so easy. It's such an amazing system. As much as I dislike the man behind this company, it is incredible. Okay, you can go on if you want, but don't get too cold. So I have my acorns in here from the last time I was here, and I took that delivery of acorns late at night before I left. It's smelling a bit. Let's see what we got. And these need to go into the storage room down at the other side of the farm with the others. But that is going to happen next week when it's nice and sunny and warm. And I need help because I can't do it alone. This is why I'll show you. Here's a clip from the last time we got acorns down there in the storage room so you can see I can't do it alone. But I've got friends I can ask to come by and help. Yeah. Hi, Tiki. And in here is that, very heavy, that 50-meter garland of lights that I used in my renovation project for so long to light up my house. I've brought them here. I have them for events generally, but I brought them here because my idea is to string them up and light this whole place up like a circus for events. I think it'll be really fun in the middle of nowhere to have these sort of old-fashioned circus lights. All right, enough of that. I need to go start a fire. Hi, baby. Look who's right next to you. Oh, hello, darling. You okay? Yeah, it wasn't too barfy on the boat. I'm still not sure if Ruby's safe to leave out here all on alone. I don't think she'll do a runner, but... Ruby! Ruby! And I thought he said, come on in, honey, it's cold. Come on, Ruby. So I brought this wood from the other house. I think that'll be good for about 5 or 6 days, and then I saw a friend on the ferry who offered to bring me some wood, so that's a godsend. It's really good to be here. I can't tell you how different my relationship is now with Kea. Not that it was bad, but it was tired. Let's put it that way. It was exhausted. And now when I come full of enthusiasm and excitement for all the things I have here and all the things I've built here, the relationships, the business. It's my heart is full. It really is. Exhausted from the trip. And not exhausted, just waiting for me over here. I have to remember to buy a thermometer when I go downtown. I'm really curious about the temperature inside here. It feels like about 9, and I want to see how fast I can get the temperature up to, say, 16, 17. I don't think I can bring it up too much farther than that. This is 100% my fault because despite the fact that I unplugged it and left the door open, I left the freezer bags, the ones we keep the cooler cool with, in here to defrost. So that's a lot of moisture coming off of those. That's what happened. Wow, I am organized this time. Now that I can't eat anything normal people eat, I have to be really intentional about my shopping and my food. Well, I mean, these options weren't available in the past, so at least there's that. It turns out it's really cold in a tiny stone house that's been left closed all winter. At the end of February, Ruby is cold again, and she's okay. I keep checking her, you know, I'm super cautious, but she's just miserable. She's just not a happy camper. I'm wondering which way the wind is blowing. I have to look at that it's so problematic with the fireplace because the wind is actually spinning around the chimney. I can hear it howling and then coming in, pushing smoke. I haven't had this problem in the past. It's been a couple hours and it's definitely warmer over here. But over here, where the bed is, you can still see my breath. Which means it's under 13 degrees. I told you it was about 9. She definitely got way too cold again. It doesn't take much. And she wouldn't stay in the covers until I really made her understand how important it is. And now she's fine. As soon as she gets wrapped up in the feather, she's fine. But yeah, it's going forward, I definitely need to either get a carrier and keep her on me with my body warmth, or get her a jacket, or both. Okay, sweetie? Okay. A little bit miserable. A little bit miserable. Finally got this going. And there's a nice oak log on the top, so that should burn for quite a while. I have the oven on in here to warm up this room, and it's actually working. And I went through the pantry and got rid of almost all the gluten, things that you just don't expect, like bouillon cubes and I don't know, gluten sneaks its way into all kinds of things. I was really happy to see that this is gluten-free because the one I have in the big house is not. That was a bit of a screw up. I've been completely gluten detoxed, but I've been putting baker's yeast, what do you call it? On my salads for protein. And I didn't realize that the one I've been using has gluten. So I'm like, why is the gluten detox not working? Well, I wasn't gluten detoxing. So I just found that out a few days ago. But yeah, I see that this one that my daughter bought is gluten-free, so that's good to know. This is so weird, being afraid of food. It's a whole new thing. What a beautiful morning. It was a tricky night. It wasn't cold under the feather down comforter. I was so grateful for the feather down comforter that I actually Googled today when it was invented. And it's a Viking thing, but it didn't come to the West until the 1960s when Terence Conran, who started the Habitat, saw them in Sweden and brought them to the UK. Fascinating. And one of my fondest and strongest memories from a trip that we took to Switzerland when I was 8 years old was sleeping on feathers and having feathers over me. And I remember when I went back to school the next year and I was asked to talk about my experiences in Europe, the thing I was most excited about were the feather beds because we didn't have them yet in the West. So, hey, that's something to be grateful for. Down comforters. Anyway, the day is beautiful. I got up and had to go down really early to accept a delivery. It will rain again today, but for now it's just perfect. Just as I said that, I turned around and I see that there it is. There's the storm that we have been promised for today. So I'm going to just sit out here and soak up as many rays as possible before that comes in. And then the idea is that while it's raining, I'll go to work. Really thought about it until now that I'm filming it. My life is pretty primitive here. The only running hot water in the house is in the bathroom here, in this wash basin. Oh, this is getting cold again. The sun has gone away. That beautiful sunshine is no more. So I think I better close things up. Luckily, I haven't let the fire go out at all in the 24 hours I've been here. It really is primitive. Flintstones. I mean, if you think about it, besides, of course, I have hot water, I have light, I have electricity, but other than that, living in this room, sleeping in this room, is the same as it would have been hundreds of years ago. In the summer, this place is a dream. It's like natural air conditioning, and it's close to the beaches, and it's away from the hustle and bustle of Cortesia. But in the winter, Cortesia is the place to be. Not that I don't love it here, but it's a pain in the neck. That's a tail. I saw who it belongs to. I don't know where he's gone now. I didn't see this happen, but I'm almost sure Dickie has something to do with it. I mean, it's been probably 10, 15 minutes since this happened because the cat's been outside for that long. Oh, God. Dickie? Is this yours? Let's see reaction. Is this yours? Yeah? Did you do that? Did you do that? You don't want to do anything to do with it, okay. This goes in the fire. I've thrown him into the garden, into soft grass. It's not a him, it's a tail. He, or she, pretty big size, is somewhere in here, because when I picked up this to change the cover and flipped it over, I found the situation that I just shared with you. Let's see where he is. Oof. There he is. Oh yeah, he's fatty. Fatty. Oh, you poor thing. I'm sure Dickie did this. How else? Okay. It's very blue sunrise. I got a wood delivery last night, so now I can stay for as long as I want. Ruby, whew, it's cold out here. Let's go see who wants these delicacies. Hold on, let me close the door. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, come on. I don't know if sheep eat fruit. We'll soon find out. I haven't had a chance to talk to my neighbor, but it looks like Lefki, the very, very old toothless donkey, has gone to donkey heaven. I haven't seen her at all this week, and it was a tough winter, and as far as I know, she didn't have a stable. So I saw another one out here, a very young donkey, and hopefully he'll be around to get the food too. Ella, vamos. Let's go. This is an ancient path wide enough for a cart, or at least for two donkeys to pass each other. And this would have been a pretty busy thoroughfare because there's a water source at the bottom. The thing everybody is talking about up here, the farmers and the locals, is the fact that it has rained more this year than it has in decades. And it's been an amazing kind of rain that hasn't flooded like it does sometimes here. Just consistent, good rain at a rate that really goes into the ground. So our water sources should be replenished in a way that they haven't been for a long time. And that's what I'm going down to see, what the one down here looks like. Because this one has dried up. It's called Mesaria, P-E, Mesaria. And as far as I know, the last 5 to 10 years, it has dried up because of overbuilding above. But I want to see what happens after this much rain, if it makes any difference whatsoever. It's only February and the grass is knee-high. I imagine by late March, it's really going to be unpassable here unless somebody comes along and cleans it up. Okay, now it's actually waist high. So much for dry shoes. We're not too far off. Getting pretty wild. Come on. Looks like nobody's passed through here for a long time. Muddy and slippery. And hopefully the snakes aren't out yet. Ugh. Like a jungle in here. Wow. How fast am I going? I've never seen it full like that. Ancient spring. Oh, 1879. Huh. Still not running though. See, I thought maybe. Well, that's a disappointment. So I'm gonna go down south on the island and see what's happening with the new location for my kitchen. Jeez. That was night number 3. I've woken up with very swollen joints, so I'm just staying here in bed for a bit and having my coffee, talking to my friend here. I had intended to stay for 10 nights. I don't know I'm going to make it because it's cold. It's not fun to be cold. Today's Clean Monday, and I got a lot of things to do here at the house. I've started to shift some things from my kitchen, and you'll see that in a minute. I mean, I have plenty to do here. It's just that it's not easy. It hasn't been easy at all. It's just really unfortunate because I don't remember it being this difficult when I was younger. God, I guess I'm aging out of this level of primitivity. Anyway, I woke up with a very swollen left knee, stiff, and stiff left wrist. And so I'm actually doing light therapy here. I have the wand for my skin, but it's designed for exactly this kind of tissue injury. So I've taken a photograph of before. I'm going to give it a zap today. I'll give it a zap daily, but I think instinct tells me that this is exactly what it needs. I've put it under the covers so it doesn't bother the dog's eyes. Oh, the sun is out just in time to do this job. I've been through a staggering amount of wood in the last 2 days since My friend delivered a square meter of wood. And basically, I'm gonna stay as long as the wood holds out. If I run out of wood, I'm gonna have to leave. Because this just has to be on all the time. There's no other way to keep this house habitable. You're tired already? You haven't been walking very long. Look at that color. It's hard to believe the colors that nature produces. I don't usually pick wildflowers, but I'm in a very remote place and there are literally millions of them. And I'm just so struck by how no two are exactly alike. Gosh, they're beautiful. Anemones. I was all up for a really big hike, as you do on Clean Monday, but I woke up with a really dodgy knee, very swollen. I actually realized what it was a little bit too late. I bought a wonderful piece of cheese from the local cheesemakers here last night, and on the way up, I was so hungry after work. On the way up driving, I ate about half of it. This morning, I woke up with really stiff and swollen joints. I think that's it. I think that's what it was. But I hadn't made that connection until I ate the second half of it. So I might have a couple of days in front of me of soreness and stiffness. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I think I've just become highly, highly, highly food sensitive. I'm not even going to say anything about that. There are moments when I'm downright angry because it doesn't seem very fair. But it is what it is. Could be worse. It looks like a hobbit house when you approach it from here, with the pointy little chimney sticking out. Like most of these very old and sometimes ancient dwellings, it's not about the sea. You cannot see the sea from here, but it's tucked into the hillside in a way that no wind can bother it. I mean, it is crazy gale force wind at the beach. You'll see in a bit, but it's completely calm here. I just wish people today would pay as much attention to the natural elements in designing like they used to in the old days. This house is tucked in exactly where it needs to be. There's no sea view. There doesn't need to be a sea view. The sea is right around the corner, but it's tucked into the hill and it's completely protected from north wind and from south wind. Nowadays, they just plant the houses on the top of the hill, completely exposed to the elements, crappy materials, building materials. This one will long outlive those up there. I can tell by the chimneys who the architect is because he has sort of a signature chimney, and that's it. It's very small. I mean, the whole thing must be 60 square meters tops, maybe 50 inside. We just turned the corner from that house and it's really cold and windy. The dog is so happy. Today she gets attention all day. Yesterday I had to leave her for about, it was a good 7-hour work shift, and she was not very happy about that. Let's go to the beach. Come on. This is my beach. I come here every morning at about 8 a.m. in the summertime. This is the first time I've brought Ruby here, but she's gonna get into the habit of being here on a daily basis. Actually, this started last year, since I started living up here and not too far from this beach. I come at 8 o'clock most mornings, and there's absolutely nobody here. But I do that in April, May, June, July. Then I kind of completely lose interest. It's had more than enough sun and there are more people around. The first time I came to Greece in 1984, it was May 19th when I arrived. And ever since the very beginning, I've always enjoyed swimming really early in the season, and then I quit in the really severe summer. It's just too much. I was feeling kind of down when I realized that I can't eat hard cheese anymore. And then I came out here. It's so damn beautiful. And Ruby is so happy that it completely changed my mood. We can come bring in the apple. These are mini fruit crates. Each one of them holds about 10 kilos of acorns. So 120 kilos here. This I pay 100 euros for. I provide the crates if you want, if you don't have them. This, according to my estimates, is about 6 hours of gathering for one person, 3 hours for 2 people, and 2 hours for 3 people, if the trees are very plentiful. If you're having to search for acorns, then it takes much longer. But in a year like last year, where each tree just was dumping incredible amounts of acorns, it doesn't take very long to collect this many. If it's a really good tree with lots of nuts and easy to get to, I can collect 4 of these crates in an hour, say an hour and a half. So if I had to work 4 to 5 hours total to collect this many acorns, and this is 100 euros worth of acorns, that's about 20 to 25 euros per hour. Where's our donkey? Sweet potato and green apple peels. I think this is donkey delicacy. I see somebody who might appreciate this since I can't find the donkey. There's no way you can catch her. She knows it. I know it. You realize that. Although you are pretty good at jumping, I have to say. You could probably keep up with her in a parkour. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. So I got here on Friday morning, and now it is Tuesday morning. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, only 4 nights. But you know, in a little tiny house like this with a cat, a dog, and an old lady, things can devolve pretty quickly. So I've been cleaning out today. I don't have time to wait for this donkey to get it together. So I'll just leave it here. I tried. only about 12 degrees outside, but with the northern wind chill factor, it feels like 4 or 5. And I don't have to be at work until the afternoon. So I'm here with Sticky Doo and Ruby Roo and Marcie Moo, as close to the fire as possible. I cooked up a big load of ratatouille, and I've got feta and all kinds of yummy food for the next few days. It's gonna be cold, it's gonna be really cold, but from what I understand, it's also gonna be sunny in the afternoons. So I'm waiting until about 2 o'clock to go down and get some stuff done. I thought of a new project today, a new art project that I'm so excited about, and that's exactly what's been missing for me, both here and at the big house across. I really like this idea. I really like this idea. So stay tuned for more about that. I'm going to be collecting the ingredients I need to start it today, and then I'll give you a better idea of what's going on.
Yeah. The fact that no one is standing up to the idiocy.
This is a tile collection that I've had for decades, for broken tile mosaics that I make. And I actually thought they'd been discarded, so I'm thrilled to find them here. I'm going to take them up to my place because I have a really fun idea. I'm taking these super heavy and super messed up crates of tile out of here, and I'm reorganizing it yet again into the size crates that I'm able to lift. So I have 14 of these, and I think I can fit 14 in the car. But I'm not going to film the whole thing because I don't have much battery. So I'll show you when it's done. Somebody quietly went out the front gate while I was working. Before that, she dove in a mud puddle. Her other side is brown. So I'm not even halfway through this tile job, so I've tied her up. Look at her, what a mess. Good morning. It is a glorious day. I'm so glad we got through the dark, wet times. That was tough. My glasses are super scratched up, and luckily the new ones are in the mail now, in the post. They should arrive today, tomorrow. Apparently the kind of glasses I need to see, because I've had optic neuritis. My optic nerve has been severed because of MS. It's repaired itself, but anyway, apparently it's not easy to make glasses for somebody who suffered this kind of eyesight loss. But whatever, they work. These are the ones I have for close by and reading, and then I have another pair for farther away. I had perfect eyesight until 2004, the first time I went blind. But anyway, that's a classic entry symptom to multiple sclerosis, optic neuritis. I just had a pretty severe case way on the back where the optic nerve crosses. Right on the cross there, I have a major lesion. So in 2008, I went blind as well. It lasts for about 10 weeks each time. The first time I went in the hospital and had massive amounts of cortisone. I actually ended up going to America as well for more steroid therapy. And anyway, I found out after the diagnosis and having gone through this really pretty extreme therapy that if you just leave it, same exact thing, it will heal itself. It just will take a lot longer. So that's what I did the second time in 2008. I just waited it out. It took about 10 weeks to get most of my eyesight back. Yeah, thank God that's 18 years ago. So I'm not planning on experiencing that again. I think I've I think I've made major lifestyle changes, and I think I'll be able to avoid one of my many health challenges. I'm not sure, well, I have different theories about why I've had so many different health crises, but that's not something I want to talk about now. Now what I want to talk about is today. Today's going to be an amazing day. I'm going to go through the tiles that I brought up for a new art project. I'm going to pretty much be around here, be around the house and the farm. I got 400 packs of cookies done over the last few days. So now it's time to look after the new acorn farm a little bit and start making some plans and executing some plans. So let's get to it. But first, before anything, is yoga on the veranda. No way. Hello, Ruby. Sweet potatoes for breakfast with fried eggs. Finally got the fire going again this morning. It's almost not worth it to let it go out at all because the chimney gets cold really fast and then it just pushes smoke into the room. It's just a pain. And then it takes a long time for it to get warm and circulating again. So I'm just going to do what I did the first 5 days and just keep a continuous fire. Maybe not this large, but I think that's what the locals do. Whenever you go in a local's house, they have a very small little, couple pieces of wood in the back, just quietly burning. I think that's to keep the chimney warm. So anyway, I gotta go move the tile. What I want. Check this tile out. It's matte. It's just beautiful. It looks like a Hershey's chocolate bar. Let's see. It's really sharp. It's crazy sharp. And it's meant for a right-hander. That's the sharp side. So I'll try it right-handed first. There you go. That works. Not what I hoped it would be. I have to buy a weed whacker. I can see that. Did nothing. Look at this. She had a bath 10 minutes ago. Yeah. You. Oh, this grass I wanted to do it. I was delusional that I thought I could do it with a hand sickle. Ruby? Hey, Ruby? You coming in? No? You just gonna sit there and freeze? Come on. Okay, it's actually toasty in here. Oh, it's getting really cold outside. All right, I'm gonna have to go get that dog. She's not following me.